we're talking about level 3, test 2 today, and where the coefficients are in that test. So to begin with, of course, there's always the free walk, and it begins, the movement begins from C, where it says turn right, and then starts at MR working walk, RE free walk, EV working walk. So you have a number of turns in there. Your working walk needs to be active, round to the bridle, on the bit, reliably in level 3, and then show a clear release of the reins with the horse stretching out, over, and down. The horse needs to stretch its nose forward. Its poll, not its ears, but its poll goes forward, down, and below the withers, arching the back, keeping the thoracic up, and showing a lot of movement in the walk. So you definitely want the walk tracking up. For free walk, track up is required and over track is rewarded. And you clearly want a lot of energy, because this is where we're looking to see that the horse will extend its stride and cover ground while it stretches its frame. Now, a good retake of the reins at the end is very important, and you've been doing this since intro. So the judges are looking that your horse will come right back up on the bit and have no resistance, and you should be able to do this in a step or two. So deductions occur when that doesn't look easy, because at level 3, we're thinking that the horse is reliably round to the connection. So also we have the movement, the 3-loop serpentine at the collected lope between the quarter lines with no change of lead. So now is the serpentine, which is a difficult serpentine geometrically anyway, and then no flying changes. So you got some counter canter in there. And this is a ×2. So 3-loop serpentine, quarter line to quarter line, no change of lead. And that's in both directions, shown coming towards the judge and going away from the judge. Really important that you can keep the horse on the bit, that the counter canter looks balanced, counter lope, excuse me, that the lope is clearly 3 beat, no 4 beat, needs energy, needs suspension, needs engagement, has to stay collected, and needs to look easy. Really important that although you're going to keep a slight flexion in the direction of the lead, if you show a lot of neck bend and or hand steering, there are big deductions for this. They're expecting you to begin to be capable of steering the horse through the counter lope off your seat. Easier said than done. It requires practice, but that's why we're talking about it, so you can begin to think about how these will go in your practice sessions. Also, shoulder in both directions in this test has a coefficient. You've been doing it since level 2, test 1, so they're expecting it to look fairly reliable. You should be in collected jog beforehand, and the collected jog before and after shows up in part of these movements as part of the movement to be judged. So the collected jog is important. The collected jog is described as the horse will lift and arch its neck, that it will be clearly pole high, that it will have a lot of energy and engagement, that the horse will be soft to the bridle and in self-carriage. The description of the collected jog is not a flat jog or a slow jog, but it is a jog with a lot of energy and increased cadence. So in that jog, you show the shoulder in, which is going to be slight bending, 3 tracks, very active, approximately 30 to 32 degrees, consistently ridden, and without the angles or lines changing. Shoulder in is best exhibited on the outside aids with a lot of engagement and maintaining collection. So both of these have a ×2 on them. And interestingly enough, most people lose the points because they're unable to keep it at the same quality from letter to letter. That they begin the shoulder in, but that it fades or fails before the letter. So, some tips for you today for level 3, test 2. Hug your horses for me. Bye.